Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Domenico Boyagian. I'm music director of Cleveland Opera Theater. Thank you for tuning in for Opera 101. This is the way we, at Cleveland Opera Theater, the day we deal with the current situation, which is tragic, but at the same time, we really want to stay connected to our audience. We are here every day, Monday through Friday at 12:15, with a different topic or trying to answer your questions. This is my first one. This is actually my first Facebook Live. So I hope I'm doing it right. Maestro Domenico, welcome to the show. So today's topic is what do conductors do? What do you do? I understand there is some confusion out there. A couple of years ago, I was asked what I do. I told the person I'm a conductor, and that same person asked me what RTA train I drove. I didn't understand the question, and then it kind of clicked. I don't drive trains. I have nothing to do with trains. I'm an orchestral conductor, and since that day, I'm on a mission to let people understand what I do. And if you were to ask me today, what do you do? On the inside, I'm thinking, I don't know. I do, and I don't at the same time. What you're taught in school is tempo and dynamics. So you pick the tempo and respect the composer's dynamics. And then you start working and you realize that it goes way beyond that, especially when conducting opera. I want to say that the first thing one needs to have is instinct. Musical instinct is essential in understanding what one needs to do. You're dealing with people. You are in front of usually about, I want to say, 100 people. And you just need to know what to do musically and personally. So that's number one. Another given is you must know your music really well. And I tend to memorize my music because I have noticed that, one, I'm not only more prepared, but I don't want to have my eyes glued to the music. I wanna be able to see and breathe the music with my musicians. I want to be able to smile if they do a beautiful job. I want to be able to help them if they need help, and I can't do that if I'm not prepared. It's unfortunately it doesn't work that way. Let me think. Timing in my job is essential. In fact, it's especially essential in during comedies. Timing helps with the flow. And sometimes one needs to improvise because you don't know how the audience is going to act and react to certain either musical jokes or jokes in the opera. The show needs to stop. When do you start it? When do you stop it? Is it a good thing to stop what's going on because the audience is clapping, or is it better to continue for the flow of the music because you believe that it just needs to go? During rests, during pauses, how long are those pauses? You must understand theater and have experience in theater as well as in music. One of my main jobs is to help singers on stage. I do believe that it's not about me, but it's about them. They are human beings. Everyone can have a bad night, and sometimes I just have to be there for them. I have to speed things up. I have to slow things down. I have to mouth words. It does happen that sometimes people forget words, probably because not because of lack of preparation, but they just get too excited. Or something happens on stage that breaks their concentration. So I just have to help them in whatever capacity to be able to make them shine still. And as we all know, anything can happen. The amount of improvisation that goes into dealing with situations is pretty incredible. That's why performances sometimes are emotionally draining. Physically is not too bad. Standing for 2.5 hours, one gets used to it, but mentally and emotionally, it's incredible. It's really incredible. I have to make him look good. I have to make him sound good, especially with phrases. If there's a long phrase, I'd like to keep things going, because the most important thing is they need to breathe. And sometimes conductors don't understand that, but singers do need to breathe. It's important that they breathe because their instrument is based on air. They need it. We all do, but they need it more than anyone when they are on stage. So I have to create sometimes those opportunities, and they happen often, but it's such a short amount of time. The most important thing needs to be, where does that need to happen that doesn't break with the flow of the music, with the flow of the drama, or if there's a specific spot in which they need it, then it's a discussion that we have throughout the rehearsal process. In fact, the rehearsal process is probably one of my favorite things. That's when we get to discuss music, discuss drama, discuss phrasing. I think about my timing, and which leads me to my next and last point. It's important that I build trust. I build trust with the singers, and I build trust with the orchestra, because without that, it would be extremely difficult to have a cohesive performance and or a positive work environment. So I think these are a big 4-5 things that are not taught, because they are not universal. People prioritize what's important to them. Conductors do it all the time. But these things are extremely important to me. And there's 15 years of experience of things that I could say right now, but to do it in 10 minutes or less is difficult. If you have any questions, please ask. I don't know how to access the questions, but please leave comments, questions, and we will be very happy to answer them, or I can answer them next time. I'm doing one of these for Cleveland Opera Theater, Opera 101. And stay safe, wash your hands, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much for tuning in.